Today is Thursday, March the 23rd, 2023. It is currently 1600 hours. I'm a former officer who's been diagnosed with PTSD, social anxiety, and depression. Making these videos is very therapeutic for me, and I hope that it is a blessing to you. Today we're going to talk about being free to be. And of course, every day I have a focused thought, a thinking thought, a meditative thought. And today I got mine from Dr. Marcus B. Cosby. Discipline promotes the development of godly decisions. Discipline promotes the development of godly decisions. Discipline promotes the development of godly decisions. Totally agree with that. I started my day today thanking God for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Then I read Proverbs 23:4, where you will find these words. Labor not to be rich. Cease from thine own wisdom. Proverbs 23:4. Labor not to be rich. I should not have to work hard to be rich. Labor not to be rich. It's going to come to me easy. Labor is hard work. Most of the time it's hard work for somebody else and making somebody else rich off of your labor, off of your hard work. But the Bible tells me to labor not to be rich. Now we know we all need something to do to promote income in our lives, in our households. So if we don't labor for someone else, we need to figure out how to labor for ourselves, what tools, resources do we need to become rich off of our own work. Cease from thine own wisdom. My own wisdom, my own knowledge, my own understanding is not going to give me enough resources that I need to get rich without labor. That's why I need to trust in God's wisdom, trust in God's understanding, and trust in God's knowledge that He will give me the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able to get rich without the labor. During my meditation today, my meditative thought was, give yourself the gift of meditation. When I first started meditating, I remember thinking, this is boring, this is not going to solve anything, I don't see the purpose of this. What really caught me, what really made me decide to stick with meditation? Oprah Winfrey, she did a special. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but I'm a huge Oprah fan. Some people don't like her for whatever reason. That's between you and God, but I like her because of the good things she's done. She makes a lot of money, but she's done a lot also for the community, especially for the women in Africa. But I remember she did this program. I don't know if it was a program, documentary, short story, or what, but she went to this school. I believe it was in Utah, Wisconsin, somewhere. I know it was somewhere in the Northwest. And she went to this school where they were teaching the children to meditate during school. And it improved, when they brought this program in, it improved the environment of the school. The children were much calmer. They worked development and the disciplinary records went down. And so I was like, just by meditation, it can cause that much effect. And then Oprah brought on, in the Black community, there aren't a lot of, I don't know what the word for a meditation expert would be, but as far as I know, there are not a lot of meditation experts. So Oprah Winfrey was the first Black person where I learned about meditation from. And then I started going to Hillside and learning more about meditation. And now it's a gift. So when I was meditating today, I was like, more people should give themselves the gift of meditation. Some people think it's a bad thing that I remember, I'm not going to say this individual name, but me and this individual had an argument over the position. You can meditate in any position that you want. You don't have to sit with your legs crossed with your if a position to you is demonic, don't do that position. Sometimes I meditate. Like my favorite position to meditate is sitting down in a chair in my living room. That's my favorite position for meditation. But I've laid down before. I have sat Indian style before. When I was at the mental institution, we sat with our hands on our knees and meditated, hands open on our knees. I mean, whatever position you want. But there is no position that's so demonic that can override the power of God. A lot of people in the church are devil worshippers. No, we can't do that because that's the devil. No, we can't do that because that's demonic. No, we can't do that. That it's like they're giving the devil all this power. Why? There's no power that the devil can have that is greater than God's power. Like, it was a whole argument over like, no, I don't meditate because they be in these weird positions. No, don't do yoga because they have you in weird positions. I digress. Okay, I was waiting for the, because I have a scroller. Okay, it's 80 degrees and sunny right now, so I know the environment I'm in with my mental. I had a dream. Can I tell you about my dream? Yeah, I know what it means. Just leave a comment. I dreamed we was at, my mom's a pastor in Columbus, Georgia. I dreamed we was at her church. And when I dreamed was at her church, I dreamed that everybody in there was rich, had money, and they kept giving donations. The whole service was literally people just coming up, donating money to the church. They donated, and I could really pick out specific people faces. I don't want to say their names on a public platform. But when I see them personally, I would tell them about this dream. But I could see their faces, and I knew who these people were. And it was all just donating money to the church, giving money to the church. The pastor, which is my mom's, giving money. Everybody, literally everybody in there got up to give money to the church. And then I remember me and my brother walking into the church, and someone in the church, and I know who this person is also. I could see the faces as clear as day in my dream, which is unusual. But this person looked at my mom, who's the pastor, said, and was pointing at me and told my mom, look, she can't be here because she has a mental illness. She can't be in here. You need to tell them to take her out of here. So that's how the dream ends. So I don't know what my mom's response was, if there was a response, or the pastor's response was. Most people call her pastor, I call her mom. Pastor mom. So let me learn how to mute this mic when I cough. How do you mute this? That's my first successful muting of the mic, so I can cough. All this medicine I take give me dry mouth, so I have to take my medication. This is just water. I don't know if the camera can show you. I don't know how to make it run over the spill, but it's water. Water is precious. I keep water with me everywhere I go. Get you a prescription, drink you some water. But that was my dream. If it means anything. I'm so grateful, by the way. I'm so grateful I had passed over the 200 subscriber mark. Yay for me. Yay for you. Yay for. I believe I would not have 200 subscribers if it wasn't for the first 100 subscribers. So I want to say thank you to my first 100 subscribers for helping me to get 200 subscribers. I really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I really do. My dream is to start a nonprofit organization to help first responders, to help people like me with PTSD, with mental disorders, social anxiety, and depression. That's my dream and my goal. But the last time I checked, I was at 201 subscribers. I love each and every one of you. I don't take you for granted. I don't take you lightly. I really appreciate you. I'm looking forward to getting to 400 subscribers next. But I'm so grateful I reached over the 200 subscriber mark. By the way, if you're watching this, please like, please share, please subscribe. please turn that notification bell. I love you. I appreciate you. I thank God for you. Okay. I saw a video. It caused some anxiety in me, to be honest. This pastor who was what the church called open rebuke. It's just another word for being a bully. Bully in the pulpit. That's what I call most of these pastors. Bullies in the pulpit. You should not give a bully a platform. And you sure shouldn't give a bully a mic. But this bully, which most people call pastor, bishop, I don't know what the person's title was. I call it picking. They call it open rebuke. He was picking on this guy. He kept going after him. And then to make it worse, which made it so violent, when he was picking on the guy, telling the guy everything he was doing wrong and why he's not going to be successful if he leave the church and start his own church, he would ask her, am I right? Am I lying? So you openly rebuking or bullying this guy. And at the same time, in front of everybody in the church, asking the guy to respond to you by saying, yes, sir, you're right. It's so mentally abusive. It broke my heart. It reminded me of my own situation growing up in that church. But I wish the pastors would stop this. If you're a pastor or bishop, please do not do anything to your members that you would not want done to you. And I have never seen it in the Bible anywhere where God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit openly rebuked anybody in the Bible. He should have went to him first. I don't know if he did, and talked to him personally. And then if the guy didn't agree with him when they was on one-on-one, he should have went with him with another witness. I don't know if he did this or not. But even if he had to bring him amongst the saints, you can do things in a way without causing mental damage to a person. The harshness, I didn't feel any God in the way he was doing. God is love. I did not feel any love and kindness. I remember when people brought the adulterous woman, how you commit adultery by yourself. I haven't figured that out. But that's y'all Queen James Bible, so I'll let y'all figure that out. But the adulterous woman to Jesus said she needs to be stoned because she committed adultery all by herself. So she's the only one we're going to bring, because whoever she has committed adultery with is not guilty of adultery. So, which is a property law, by the way, adultery. But y'all Queen James Bible people, y'all look that up too on your own. And fornication also comes from the word porneia, which means, but anyway, I'm getting off subject. But anyway, so they brought this adulterous woman who committed adultery all by herself, because the person she was committing adultery with is not guilty of adultery, of course. So, and to Jesus said she should be stoned because she was caught in the very act. She was caught in the very act of committing adultery. I got so many questions, so y'all do not want to know what's going through my mind right now. They would ban me from YouTube, but oh, y'all Queen James Bible is a mess. I'm so sorry. She was caught in the very act of committing adultery. In the very act. All by herself. The person she was committing adultery with was not caught in the very act of. She was caught in the very act of committing adultery. So they brought her all by her lonesome to Jesus and said she should be stoned. Why would I would have so many questions. Okay. You can commit adultery by yourself. What's the other person that needs to be stoned? I mean, anyway, Jesus wrote something on the damn ground. He probably wrote, y'all are the most dumbest, craziest people I've ever seen in my life. That's probably what he was thinking, but Jesus just tried to show so much mercy and stuff like that. So he just wrote on the ground after that. The people who had they stoned, he who without sin cast the first stone was his response. So the people she was committing adultery with, they all put their stones down. I guarantee the person she was committing adultery with was in that audience. Probably had the biggest stone too. But so they all put their stones down. Now, why am I talking about this? I have no idea. No, it's funny to me, but oh yeah, I call that an open rebuke, like in front of you. That's the only thing that I could think of where somebody was openly rebuked, but it was not Jesus himself. Jesus actually went after the people who were so-called doing the open rebuke. Jesus had more mercy on the person who they say was committing a sin. Or in those days it was against the Torah, what would you call that law thing they had? But it was against the rules, the laws, the Romans that them had set up. So anyway, so she was caught in the act of breaking the rules. She was caught in the, I don't know if I did it right or not, but she was caught in the act of breaking the rules. So they brought her to her, but so even when the guy said that God told me to do this, the Lord told me, I'm like, I don't believe you, sir. Sorry, I don't believe you. That's not the Spirit of God. I don't feel the Spirit of God in you anywhere. I believe God is having more mercy on that guy who was so-called openly rebuking than on that so-called pastor bishop person. So, yes, so please, if you're a pastor bishop and happen to see this, you know what? This what is his name? I can't remember this, but I remember this pastor bishop said some more time. He said the purpose of him, he doesn't do open rebuke. I remember him preaching. I saw it on YouTube. I follow him on YouTube. If there's a issue with one of his members, he talked to them privately and try to get it resolved. He think that is best. That's the best way to handle things at his church, and I agree with that. But there's something else he said that I thought was so profound, but it slips my mind because whatever he said that I can't remember right now, it put me in the mind space that by doing that to one person, you can hinder another person that's in the audience witnessing this from continuing their fellowship with God. It's like, wow, is this how God treating people around here nowadays? I got an invader in my room flying around. I just saw it. I don't know if y'all did, but I go outside on my patio and sit and breathe because I like to look at God. And I think I shouldn't leave the door open too much. But something is invading my space, but I'll take care of it after this. But also, please vote. I don't watch the news anymore. I watch YouTube, but you know how you watch it. And like Midas Touch, and I like Indisputable with Dr. Rashad Ritchie, and sometimes I watch the Roland Martin show, Black Star Network. But sometimes I have nothing against you, Mr. Roland Martin. I really don't. I love what you're doing, especially for the black community, but sometimes I just have to turn away from my mental reasons. It's all me. I just can't get with the energy that happens sometimes. I believe that we should be able to communicate with each other without that's all I'm saying. I also started a great book. Reading a great book, E.J. After the Autograph by E.J. Get this book. It's on Amazon. She lives here in Atlanta. The author, Ashley Miller. I got a signed copy. I know she autographed it, but I can't. It's a 3-book series. So I was looking for an autograph. I couldn't find it in this book, so it has to be another. I remember her autographing the book. Great author E.J. After the Autograph. So I'm reading chapter 1. Midtown Atlanta, Georgia. It's talking about this guy He was having sex with an unknown person. We would probably call her a sex worker. Now the book is very erotic. Some of y'all need some eroticism in your life. I would not recommend this book for anybody who's having challenges with pornography or sexual, what the Christian world would call sexual immorality, I guess. But I would recommend this book for, especially if you just trying to get, I guess. It's a great book. Great book. It started off, like I said, this guy, and then the way he was treating him. The lady just got her money and left, but and then he wants to be a singer, or trying to be a singer, and he wanted to sing. The music industry wanted him to sing about sex and drugs with sales, but that's not what he wanted to sing about, which I think is interesting because it started off with him having sex, but he didn't want to sing about that. So the book it's very interesting. It keeps you thought-provoking because you're like, oh wow, that's a nice twist to see what else is going to happen. So I'm looking forward to reading chapter 2 tomorrow. Probably read a chapter a day. Depends on my third king, because my day normally focuses around him. We'll see what happens. But very good book. Very good author. Like I said, Noah met her in person. After the autographs, EJ. You can find it on Amazon. My food journal for today was oranges, bananas, water, pistachios, and had a wonderful spinach salad. I went to the gym today. Those of you on my channel, you will see my show, The Gym is My Therapy. I put picture and videos from me going to the gym. My nephew, I call him Little Mike. He's not Little Mike no more. He's so big. Got a whole facial hair going on. Turning 17 this May, going to Las Vegas for his birthday. I found that out today. I don't know if that's the light or something on the side of my face keep grabbing my attention. I don't know. But yeah, so I was like, wow, I can't believe he's 17. I literally remember he was a little bitty baby walking around with his thumb in his mouth with his favorite blankie. Yep, he would get upset too if he couldn't find his blankie. But he's going to Las Vegas. And I want to say happy birthday. A friend of mine's, Carolyn, her birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Carolyn. She decided to go to Switzerland to celebrate her birthday. I hope she enjoys Switzerland. I can't wait for her to come back, share the stories and the pictures with me. Hopefully I'll be able to go to Switzerland one day. Also, I found out some great information going through the Facebooks. Tamia Potter is the first Black woman neurosurgery resident at Vanderbilt. Tamia Potter. I was like, wow. That was so encouraging. Made me smile. Tamia Potter, the first Black neurosurgery resident at Vanderbilt. One day, we won't have to say the first Black anymore. But while we still saying it, I'm gonna root for everything and everybody Black as long as I'm able to. It's also Shaka Khan's birthday today. Happy birthday, Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. Happy birthday, Shaka Khan. The Los Angeles school teachers are on strike. When they first went on strike, I started thinking about when Chicago school teachers on strike. But when I also found out that they're only getting the average Los Angeles school teacher makes $25,000 a year. I'm like, this is a shame before God. They know better. They should not be doing that. $25,000. These are the people who are teaching your kids to go out to make $25,000 a month, and you're giving them $25,000 a year. The math ain't mathing. You have to make this make sense. That's not right. Educators. I don't know what the solution is. I have no idea where the money is going to come from. I promise you, I had it, I would give it. I don't know. But they're going to have to find out a solution. These educators deserve way more than $25,000. And while we're talking about educators, why are politicians determining what is taught in the education system. The educators should determine what is taught in the education system. They have gone to school to learn how to teach and educate our children. Politicians have not done that as far as I know. So why are politicians trying to do this critical race theory stuff, what they call critical race theory? I don't know. Like, shouldn't educators? But you know what? Educators ain't getting paid enough money to even think about that. While these politicians, they should reverse it. Pay the governor $25,000 a year, and let's see what changes. Do that, and give the teachers the governor's salary. Y'all figure that out. Please do. Please and thank you. Please. Los Angeles teachers, if any of y'all are watching this, I'm praying for you. You're on my side. I'm on your side. I'm praying for your comfort and strength. This is a disgrace. $25,000 a year. Then they probably taking half of that out in taxes. So what, they bring home, what, $1,500 a month? You ain't got insurance, and then if they have children, that's what, $750 every 2 months? Are you serious? This is 2023, right? You mean to tell me they can rescue the SVB Bank? What is that? The Southern Valley Bank, the SVB Bank, the technical bank out there in California. They can spend millions of dollars to rescue this bank, but California can't find the money to send these teachers more than $25,000 a year. That's not making sense to me. The math still ain't math, and I'm not getting it. Silicon Valley. You mean it's making? I'd be on strike. If I was there, I'd be striking with y'all. I'd be on strike with y'all if I was there. You know, it's too many people. My social anxiety probably. I'm going to do it. I'm going to strike with y'all from a distance, okay? I'm going to be on strike with y'all from right here. From a distance. I'm going to be on strike with y'all. Because this is crazy. This is ridiculous. $25,000 a year. God bless you. I remember when I first started playing cops and robbers, my beginning salary was $30,000. So I get paid $5,000 more just to put a gun and a badge on. To do what we call serve and protect. All these educators are teaching our most precious resources are our children. Our children are our most precious resources. I guess the Los Angeles School District don't see it that way. But the educators should always determine the subject matter, not the politicians. The politicians need to stay out of the education. Now, if you want to become a principal, then hang up your politician hat, apply to be a principal at a school, and say, hey, I want to change the curriculum, the subject matter at this school, and introduce critical race theory. What y'all think about that? And then him and his school district, y'all talk about that. But to politicize what the teachers can't, y'all put y'all kids in private school if you can afford it. Once they start this foolishness and they realize that more people are choosing alternative sources, alternative ways to educate their children than to send them to these schools that don't believe in teaching the true history but rewriting history to fit the way they want it to fit. That's just like the bus boycott that the Reverend Dr. the great, wonderful Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. did in Montgomery. Y'all need to bring his spirit to the Florida education system and say, you know what, we're going to protest this school system. We're taking our kids out of the school system. Because as far as I know, don't they get money based on how many students are in the school? Correct me if I'm wrong, but they take them out and we start our own schools and teach our own children what we want to teach them, which is plainly the truth about the history of America. That's a trip when you can't even teach your child the truth because the white politician man don't want the black and the white politician, precious resources to grow up mad at the white politician man. How do you know that they're going to grow up mad at you because your ancestor could have been a slave owner? We don't know. All I know is they should be taught the truth, not the alternative facts. These students need to be taught the truth about what happened. You can keep your CRT and your alternative facts at home. If that's what you want to teach your child at home, go for it. But as far as the school teacher, and if my tax dollars is paying for it, then I want them to be taught the truth. If not, these children are going to have a lot of questions because when they get home, they're going to ask their parents, hey, were you a slave owner, slave master? The parents can start telling them the truth. This is just all messed up. It's not going to work because the kids going to end up, if it's enough of us banding together, the kids end up finding out the truth anyway. There is power in speaking the truth. Even if it doesn't come to the school system critical race, there's power speaking your own truth. Like what I'm doing. I'm speaking my truth. I'm speaking my trauma. Now, I do have restraints because of different things that I have going on right now. But once I get out of those situations, I'm going to be able to come on here and say exactly what's on my mind. I want to speak my truth and I want to speak my trauma. It's very therapeutic for me. I have social anxiety, so this is as much social as I get in most situations. I get very anxious around. I wish that wasn't the case, but it is. So, but it's power in speaking your truth. It's power in speaking your trauma, and you should do it. Even if you start by just writing about it in a journal. I'm not saying everybody need to hop on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok and start telling everybody all about their truth, about their trauma, but I believe it's power in just speaking the truth. It can help somebody, if not even yourself. Y'all, I love ranch dressing. I really do. I love ranch dressing. But I found out that balsamic vinaigrette dressing is better and healthier for you. So now I like that dressing, so I've been using that dressing. But when I was on the TikToks the other day, I saw a TikTok where they made Hidden Valley Ranch ice cream. Putting that together, I was like, ew. So this wise, brave young man decided to try it. He likes ranch dressing also. But when you make it an ice cream, it doesn't taste good. His reaction told me that it didn't taste good. But I wouldn't have had to react like that. If I saw some Hidden Valley Ranch ice cream, I would not have wanted the desire to taste it at all. And I love ranch dressing. But when you make it just don't sound right going together. That's like somebody telling me they're going to make a kale ice cream. I love kale salad, especially from Chick-fil-A. Try that kale salad, it's good. But if you brought me a kale ice cream, look at you like you're crazy. Now, a kale smoothie is good. Kale ice cream, no. I don't eat much meat anymore, but when I did, I liked ribs and steak. That's good. A rib and steak ice cream? No, I'm not going to want to try that. No, thank you. No, ma'am. No ham. No, sir. I'm good to go. I watched Being Mary Jane, season 1, episode 7. It was good. It started off with, I found out I kept calling him Mike or something. His name is Andre, the married man she was sleeping with. But it's from my regulations. It started off with her brother PJ coming to her house needed help because the police was after him because he had a book bag with $5,000 inside of it at a drug house. He got out the house by jumping out the bathroom window and ran away. He says he had the money in his book bag at the drug house to put on a down payment on the car. Yeah, that's what he said. Anyway, Andre had a nice friend at the police department, so he took PJ to his nice friend to see what they can do to help the PJ out. Hopefully this will be a learning experience for him and he'll stop doing. His sister, Mary Jane, offered him $5,000 to stop selling drugs. He told her to get out his room, so I don't think he's going to accept it. Andre also went to back home where his wife and children at. He was supposed to tell his children that he was filing for a divorce. He walked into the home and he heard the children having fun upstairs with their mother, his wife, and I guess as he was sitting there, he just couldn't do it, so he left without telling them. Now, when Mary Jane was at home, not at her home, but at her mom and dad's house, her mom is sick with lupus, so she got into bed with her mother, and she told her mom. Her mom did not know this, but she told her mom, she said, "Mom, I'm sleeping." She said, "No, Mom, I'm in love with a married man, and I'm trying to get away and I don't know what to do." And I love her mom's response. Her mom held her and said, "Cry about it tonight and deal with it tomorrow." And then they both started crying, the mom and Mary Jane. So Mary Jane did what her mom told her to do. She went home and she broke up. She moved Andre out of her house and said that she couldn't do this no more. She couldn't sleep with a married man anymore. So I don't know where he's going to go. I don't know if he's going to go back home or live in a hotel or what he's going to do. Mary Jane also found out that the other dude she was seeing, David, has a new girlfriend, and she was in a magazine. They said she's a fashionista. I don't know what a fashionista is. But she was in a magazine for whatever reason, and they said she was a 6 out of a 10. I found that interesting. If somebody that I liked was in a relationship with somebody else, I wouldn't care what they look like. Would be focused on trying to move on. But I hope she got some type of peace out of that. I love the ending though. I really love the ending. It's not a lot of times, it's not often where you see a television show of an old married couple having sex on TV. But Mary Jane's mom, who had lupus, her husband got in bed with her, and she asked him, she said, "Are you cheating on me?" And he said, "Why would you ask me that?" And she said, "Well, I know I've been sick lately and I haven't been able to. And I know you have desires and needs, and I have not been able to give that to you." And he told her, he said, "I will never leave you. I'll always be here with you." It was beautiful. And they kissed, and it ended with them having sex, an old married couple. And I thought that was refreshing. I really did. It's like, you don't normally see that on TV. People don't want to watch sex scenes of married people having sex. They want to watch sex scenes of people cheating on each other. It's more dramatic, more drama in it. But I thought that was refreshing. A sex scene with an old married couple in it. And that was Being Mary Jane, Season 1, Episode 7. I also listened to a podcast, Black Girl World Traveler. Dating is Weird was the name of this episode. She said something in this episode that I found profound. She said, "God's rejection is God's protection." She said she lives in South Texas and it's very difficult for her to date. She said she was seeing this guy and they had been talking and everything seemed great, but he just disappeared, just stopped talking to her one day. And she was saying it would have been nice, if she would have got like, "Hey, this isn't working for, this isn't what I expected, or I found somebody else." But he just ghosted her. I think people should be more mature. I know I had a situation myself like that personally. Me and this girl was speaking, and this was years ago. She ghosted me, stopped speaking to me and everything. I moved right along. I don't remember calling, texting, or whatnot. My thing is, once I call you or text you or something, even family members, anybody, I mean, you know I've called you, you know I've texted you. Ain't no sense in me texting a million times saying, did you get my first text? Did you get my second text? Did you get my third text? Okay, this is my fifth text. Did you get my fourth text? Make it make sense. That's just me personally. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please turn on that notification bell. Thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. I thank God for you. I want to see the Cavaliers play the Nets tonight at 7:30. That's going to be a good game, basketball game. I still am rocking my Atlanta Hawks. I love the Hawks, but I want to see the Cavaliers play the Nets tonight. The Hawks don't play again, I think, till Friday or Saturday. Can't remember. I listened to a nice new song. I don't know if it's new or it was new to me. Trouble Don't Last by Crystal Aiken. Trouble Don't Last by Crystal Aiken. Very nice song. Go check it out. But please get the book EJ After the Autographs. EJ After the Autograph. Have you ever got an autograph for somebody famous? I have an autograph from a famous professional gambler who made a living off of gambling. His name is Garrison. Russell Garrison. I have an autograph from him. He sent me an autographed book called Platinum Craps. And I've actually spoken on the phone with him before, but he's a professional gambler. I've met and seen a lot of famous people, especially when I used to work on movie sets. Tyler Perry, Brandy, Lance Gross. What's her name? She played Cookie in Empire, but she was working on the What Women Want set. Please forgive me for not knowing her. She was some. I met a lot of. I never asked for an autograph for a. First of all, I was in uniform. How am I gonna ask for an autograph for a picture or something? So I've met and seen. I don't even know if you call it met. I guess you say I've seen them. When you meet someone, I guess you have a conversation. I had a conversation with Tyler Perry. Told him I loved him and everything. He said, I love you too. We just smiled. But I had a conversation with Brandy. She's a nice person. She actually bumped into me on set. And that's always a very sweet spirit. Lance Gross, I did meet him because I met him on a movie set, then I met him at Republic. By the way, somebody unalive the owner of Republic. Please pray that they find out who did this and bring justice to his family. But Republic, for those who don't live in the Atlanta area, it's a lounge here, sports bar like lounge here in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And me and my sister went there one night and we met Lance Gross and had a conversation with him. We had got a section, what you call it, a section. So I say, good, have a conversation with him, talk to him. But as far as autographs, I guess you would need a pen and paper and ask for an autograph. Me, I'm more interested in having a conversation. I'm like, I don't need your autograph. I need you to tell me how you get that Bentley out. It was a blue Bentley outside that belonged to him. Hey, what you do? I know you're an actor, but he does photography too. He do stuff on the side, but that's what I'd be interested in. How you get that blue Bentley? How can I get one? But then again, my family then that'd be with me, be trying to grab me away from talking to these people. I just be asking questions. I just have questions, and I don't think nothing's wrong with that. But what you call it? Autograph. I like reading books. God, it was my favorite. Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy, for those who love football, he's my favorite coach. And I have 2 books by him, and I went to a book signing and he autographed a book for me. I forgot. I can't think of the name of the book right now, but it's a very good book. And I remember in the book he was saying his mom was an English teacher, and why can't I remember these medications, y'all, have me on. But Tony Dungy, yeah, I met him before, and so I do have some autographs, but from Tony Dungy. But all the autographs I got are in books. I got an autograph from RuPaul. Me and a friend of mine, Sharice, God bless her soul, she's no longer alive. She is no longer physically active. We went to see RuPaul at a bookstore, and he autographed a book for me. So every autograph I got is in a book. So I guess y'all know how much I love books now. I got an autograph from RuPaul, Tony Dungy, and Garrison Russell, and they're all in books. And Eve J, the autograph for her. So I guess if I'm asking somebody for an autograph, it's gonna have to be in the book. If not, if we're at a club or somewhere, I want to have a conversation, but apparently a club is not an appropriate place to have a conversation, which I get, but or a movie set. I just like to hear people's stories, so I just like to ask questions. Maybe I'll interview some people. Maybe I can interview, but I wouldn't want to interview a celebrity. I would want to interview regular people. I really would, and just hear their story. Well, what we call regular. All of us are miracles. The fact that we exist, we are all miracles. Okay, the fact that we exist on earth, all of us are miracles. So I would just want to, or an author would. I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind interviewing. What's that lady name that wrote Daring Greatly about vulnerability of your shame? Brene Brown. Man, she writes some good books. Brene Brown about vulnerability. I wouldn't mind interviewing. That's probably about, as far as celebrity goes. I guess not celebrity, but authors. The four agreements. I wouldn't mind interviewing authors. All I have to do is just email them or call them. That's what I do once I get appropriate space. And right now I'm just gonna email or call them and say, hey, can I interview you? And see what they say. I don't know if they charge money. If they do, say, hey, I ain't got that right now. They just want to interview. Just see what they say. I don't know. See what they say. Okay. But discipline promotes the development of godly decisions. Dr. Marcus B. Cosby is the pastor of Willard Avenue Baptist Church in Dallas, Texas. Okay, so that's who Dr. Marcus B. Cosby is. But I got a quote from him: discipline promotes the development of godly decisions. And it sure does. We have to be disciplined enough to be up under leadership, up under a nice Bible study group that gives us the development we need in order to make appropriate godly decisions. So I'm going to end here, but before I end, I always have something there. I like to end with the most important thing. That is, thou shalt believe in thine heart. That is, thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Jesus, and shalt believe in thine heart that God hath raised him from the dead. Thou shalt be saved. Romans 10:9. Keep that in mind. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you are, God is. Thank you, God, in me, through me, past me, around me, to the Christ within. And so it is. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for turning on that notification bell. I love you. I appreciate you, and I thank God for you. I love